Today I want to share with you how I healed my anxiety without medication. And there's three things that I did that over the course of, I'd say, a year, I would go from feeling anxious many times a day to the point where it was very disruptive. It would interfere with my ability to stay present in conversations. It would interfere with my ability to feel hopeful or optimistic about the things going well. I would constantly think about what could go wrong or what other people are thinking and ruminating. And so these three techniques that I practice took me from feeling anxious many times a day over the course of a few months to a few times a day to every couple of days to just every once in a while. And within about a year or so of practicing these three things, anxiety became a experience, a sensation, like it's hot in here, or it's cold in here, or the wind is blowing. It just became a useful sensation and alert that my body could use. And when I'd feel anxious, I would become curious, like, oh, I wonder why I'm feeling anxious right now. And then often, because I didn't engage with it, or it didn't turn into this fight, flight, freeze response, I would get some clarity around, oh yeah, I need to call this person, or oh, I forgot about this appointment. And it actually became a useful alert. So the three things that I did to really transform my relationship with anxiety from something that was extremely disruptive and something that I hated and feared to a useful alert system, almost a welcome signal, was first of all breathing. So just getting a handle on my breath. This was my first realization when I started to meditate and do yoga, was that when I would feel anxious, when I started to have an anxiety attack or start to feel I was losing focus on the conversation, getting in my own head, thinking about what I'm going to say or what they're thinking about me, or, you know, that kind of train of thought, I noticed that I wasn't breathing, that I'd be holding my breath. And so the first realization was to just start to pay attention to my breathing. And so as the anxiety, even as it's happening, to just relax, to just breathe, just notice my breath. Whether or not I could do anything about it, just pay attention to it. The second thing was mindfulness. So being aware of my sensations without reacting to them. One definition, I believe, by Jon Kabat-Zinn is mindfulness is paying attention on purpose without judgment. And so the example or the analogy that I like to use and that really made a lot of sense for me was the experience of surfing in the water and getting knocked under a wave. Now, whether or not you've surfed before, you can kind of imagine you're surfing along and you get wiped out and you're pushed underwater by a wave that's way more powerful than you are. And you literally can't do anything about it. And the more you struggle, the worse it will be for you because you're going to just use up your oxygen and you can't breathe. So as uncomfortable as it is and as hard as it is, the best thing to do when you're pushed under a wave is to just surrender, just relax, just don't try to do anything and just let the wave pass. And so what I would do is when I felt anxiety arise, I wouldn't fight it. Because before I would try to do something about it or kind of engage with it or, try to do something. And so the opposite actually was really helpful. Just be mindful. Just wait. Just feel the sensation of the anxiety like a wave. There's a sensation that comes with it. There's an effect on my breathing. There's an effect on my mind. My mind is locked up. My mind can't think right now. I don't have access to my creativity or to any sense of choice right now. I'm under the wave. But if I wait, it will not last forever. And it will pass. And so just going through that cycle enough times, you start to trust that it's not going to last forever. It will pass. And your capacity and your faculties and your functions will return after the wave is gone. And so you, instead of, because anything you say and do while you're anxious just makes it worse, right? If you get anxious and then you try to talk your way out of it, it makes it worse, right? If you try to do anything, it doesn't work. So you don't do anything. Don't say anything. Just wait. Just breathe and just try to get a handle on what you're feeling. And then once that wave passes, and it will, your senses will return and your choices will return. So then the third thing that really, really helped me was affirmations, was deliberately putting words or thoughts into my head that I wanted there, that could act as a counterweight or as a replacement for the thoughts like, oh, what's going to go wrong? Or what are they thinking about me? Or what did I just say? Or any of those anxiety provoking thoughts. I would just use a simple word, the simpler the better, just like love, 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 peace, peace, peace. Just something very simple and just repeating it like a mantra in the back of the head. And the mind can really only focus on one thing at a time. And so if it is grasping a positive or a connected thought, like peace or love or presence or hope or whatever it is displacing anxiety provoking thoughts. It's taking up that space. So that would also be helpful. And I could even just do it in my head as I'm talking to somebody and I start to notice anxiety rise or I'm losing my train of thought. Just be quiet for a minute, just wait, and then just let that thought, even if I lose track of the conversation, kind of repeat in my head. So that can also be done by yourself or in between or when you're not engaging with somebody as well. So these three things really transformed my relationship with anxiety from something that really disrupted my life, that affected my opportunities, that affected my confidence, my ability to relate to the people I wanted to relate to talk to the girls that I wanted to talk to have fun with my friends, and to just be at peace with people that I know or that I don't know. And so it really helped me develop confidence and a sense of peace. And I hope it does for you too. So these three things, if you'd like to practice them, it's very easy. They're all within you. You have them. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to rent them. There's no subscription. You can basically access them anytime. So the mindfulness, the ability to be aware of what's happening without judging it, surrendering to that powerful wave and just waiting for it to pass. Breathing, getting a sense of your breath, not necessarily controlling it, but just being aware of if you're breathing and how you're breathing and watching it. And then affirmations, positive or connected words that are meaningful to you. All right. I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. Be well.